Hi, everyone. Hope you're well. I'm reflecting on the terrible news we all received last Saturday from Israel and Gaza. The Hamas had murdered the 6 hostages. So I wanted to say a word about Israel and then a word about our Parsha. Israel is fighting two very tough fights right now. On the one hand, it's fighting existential threats, as we saw yet again last week, in the form of Hamas, a political terrorist organization that rejects our right to exist as a state. And that's a very difficult fight. We've sacrificed hundreds of soldiers to that fight already. It's taking a toll on Israeli society in all kinds of ways, subtle and overt, in terms of the kids who are shuttling in and out of miluim, of reserve duty. It's a very difficult time in Israel, as a state and as a society. On the other hand, Israel continues to be beset by significant internal divisions, which always raises the issue of, well, okay, in what ways is freedom and disunity healthy? And in what ways is unity the most important thing? I think the events of this year, the anti-Semitic incidents here in the States, in the diaspora, and in Israel, those difficult and terrible challenges have in many ways unified the Jewish people more than in recent times. As strange as it may seem, the number of conversions is up, people returning to synagogue, people returning to organized communal life. People want the love and protection, nurturing of each other, of our community. So that's a huge check for unity. On the other hand, a society has got to be free, and freedom always means that people are going to disagree. In Israel, you've got religious, you've got secular, you've got doves, you've got hawks. So how do you keep those things in balance? I think the way you do it in some ways is provided in this week's Torah portion in Shoftim that talks about Israel having a king. We're not supposed to need a king because we have God as our king. But we're human and we want to have a human king just like everybody else does. So what does the Torah say about that? Okay, you can have a king. It's permissible. Maybe not necessary, maybe not important, but it's permissible. But the king has to have a Torah with him. He's got to have the law with him. In other words, he's got to remember all the time that he's basically like a constitutional monarch. He answers to the Constitution. He answers to a higher law. He answers to God. He's not above the law. And that's a way of saying that the law is what's going to protect that balance between unity, everybody believing the same things, but also having the freedom to be equal, and the equality is the freedom to be different. So those are hard things to juggle, but any healthy society does it. And that's what Israel's trying to do right now. Shabbat Shalom.